The world would be a better place if we could just rewind the clock to the past. We need to believe in something or someone again. Religion. Government can't fix this mess. Where are the heroes, I ask you? I mean real honest-to-goodness heroes like DiMaggio and JFK. Today we got nothing. Zilch. I was at the wrong place at the wrong time. I fit the description of a thug who robbed a liquor store in the hood. It's my first day out of juvie. The sun is shining, the water jets are on. Life is good. I was an American Indian, growing up in a church orphanage, and the only thing that separated me from a prisoner of war camp next door was a shared fence. I was too young to understand the difference between the Allies and the Axis. I never looked at those German soldiers as the enemy. To me, they were just a bunch of guys we had snowball fights with over the barbed wire, almost pals. It was only later that I learned about those considered good versus evil. But for a brief time, the lines were blurred. My body is for sale. My soul is not. God talks to me. It's nothing like the voice of Morgan Freeman inside my head warning me some red motherfucker with horns and a tail running around with a pitchfork is after my soul or some shit. It's kind of like whispers in my ear, keeping me on the straight and narrow. Whispers that being poor is just a circumstance, spin of some fucked up cosmic wheel. All I can share with you is that those whispers keep me off crack and from stealing shit that isn't mine. Whispers told me I got nothing to be ashamed of, and I'm not. I suck at math. I suck at science. I suck at social studies. I suck at geography. I suck at band. I suck at Spanish. But at bat, I shine. For a brief moment in time, I'm not me. I'm a character I created, free from rules, expectations, inhibitions. Sure, tomorrow I'm back in the 9-to-5 cubicle grind, white bread lunch in a paper bag, trying to claw my way to the middle. But not today. For the next few hours, I'm in a dream, awake. The way I see life is that everyone is kneaded out of the same dough, but not baked in the same oven. How am I doing? I lost my job, my wife left me, my truck's repossessed, and the bank's got my house. Hell, I'm surprised they haven't written a country western song about me. Maybe the only thing I haven't lost is my sense of humor. That's got to be worth something. At least a buck, don't you think? I love dance more than any man I've known. Excuse me, you dropped this paper. Oh my, thank you. I've carried this letter with me for 16 years. Really? Who's it from? A man who once loved me. Where is he now? In my heart. Roar! I am a dragon, but don't be scared. Should I be? No, I'm a good dragon. Lucky for me. Yes, bad dragons are everywhere, but I will protect you. Thanks, but you are just a boy. Shh. Can I tell you a secret? My grandmother said I was born with the heart of a dragon. Oh, so what's your plan? To save the world. Good luck. I come here each night. Small steps, deep into dark water. I never learned to swim. I hope the waves will pull me in. Wash off my disease. My family has turned away from me. My village has turned away from me. Perhaps the ocean will have me. My wife Suma Lee is the cook. I buy the food each day, and if it's not right, she would send me right back to the market. Which happens all the time. Suma Lee yells at me, but I see her smile at the same time. She prepares the meals for hours. She would never rush. Each step is with love. We were married for 43 years. Suma Lee died last year. So I learned to cook. In her memory. I was born in the wrong time period. It should have been during the roaring 20s, gin-soaked, jazz-syncopated, smoke-filled Art Deco'd speakeasies with dancing flappers doing the Charleston. Then again, I would have had my ass handed to me for masquerading around as a woman. We must begin to manipulate negative energy to create gateways to the past. If we could obtain large quantities of negative energy, then we could create a time machine that obeys Einstein's equation and the laws of quantum theory. You in? I'm a skateboarder. You know, the way some guy would say he's a musician or an artist? To me, it's an addiction. Not something I want to do, but gotta do. I can't live quietly, so if I crash and burn on a trick, I pick my fat ass up and do it again, blood, scars, and all. What's that saying? If my life were a movie, would anyone pay to see it? I'll skateboard till my heart stops beating. Just watch me. Thousands of lives lost in the tsunami disaster. And I'm dressed in a costume about to dance on Japan Day in New York City. Is this a way to remember them? I feel ashamed. Japan Day changed the theme of this year's event to Ganbare, Japan, Ganbare, a Japanese word used to inspire and uplift people's spirits. To me, it brings together New Yorkers in solidarity with the people of Japan as they try to recover from this disaster. I am honored to be dancing today. You are the first white man we've ever seen. Can we touch your skin? Yes. It feels the same as mine. Why do you come to our village? I am from America, and I'm here to try to help you. You need food, clean water, and especially medicine. Aren't there children in your village you can help? Bottom of the ninth, 2 outs. The count is 3-2 and the bases are loaded. It's 1953, and I'm playing in the minors. Scouts are in the stands, and it's my turn at bat. You know, back then they compared me to Ted Williams, the Ted Williams. He and I even share the same first name. Both served in the Marines. Except when I returned, they put me in a psychiatric hospital. Been there ever since. Never a day passes when I ask myself if I had what it took to play in the show. Circling the bases in 53 and stepping on home plate, I believe I did. I have just found my first love, who I met in college at 18. I am off to meet him. I am so nervous. It took me a long time, but I realized that I will always love my ex. I've just learned to live without him. We've always known that we are soulmates. Wish me luck. Each day I sit and recreate past moments in my mind. I look at it as paint by numbers for my memories. I start with the location, meticulously filling in details, light, textures, color. I add relationships, people, faces. I try and leave nothing out. My mother, God bless her, had Alzheimer's. Well, Doc says it's in my genes and starting to reveal itself. I know what's coming next, but I'll keep painting as long as I can. A button, a feather, a locket, a bead, a coin. I know they may not seem like much, but each detail you see comes from important people in my life. I call them tokens of friendship. Been adding them for 40 years. I believe each person's personal history is stitched together from stories. I just happen to be wearing mine. My mother was raped by soldiers. She died giving birth to me. I was born with AIDS and at 5 years old was told it was a death sentence. I was too young to understand and refused to believe it. Children can be stubborn like that. But I am grown and still here on earth. In my heart, there must be a reason. The Indian people live by a philosophy of kindness. We believe in God, take little for granted, and aspire to live a humble, quiet life. We treat each other and all living things with dignity and respect. We are a non-violent people. But make no mistake, my friend, if I witness a man about to attack a woman, he will have to go through me to get to her. I don't get paid unless I sell everything, so please buy some cigarettes, mister. Sorry, I don't smoke. Then give them as a gift to someone you like. Smoking is bad for your health. Then give them to someone you hate. Soccer is life. Life is soccer. I'm not sure where one ends and one begins. Wars have been put on hold, hate and vengeance put aside to allow a match to take place between two countries. That's crazy. It's almost unfair to call it a game. Where I come from, it's more important than any religion. Hell, it is a religion. And I'm praying I score today's winning goal, in case anyone up there is listening. Eskimo. If I did not know about God and sin, would I go to hell? Priest. No. Not if you did not know. Eskimo. Then why did you tell me? Don't feel sorry for me. The way I see it, I defied the odds. I lived for 85 years, received a Purple Heart in the war, and survived 2 heart attacks, ate, drank, and smoked. You know, the way a man should. All I can say is, if it's my time, I'm ready to go. I don't want to overstay my welcome. Turning pro at such a late age gave me a sense of urgency about my boxing career that new fighters don't have. I would love for people to say, she went out and did it at the age of 35. The lesson is that you should never give up on your dreams, not at 20, not at 30 or 40, not ever. I see you staring at my hat. I got 3 just like this one, all different colors, all velvet. I'm heading to the subway to claim my spot. I play keyboard, same platform, same faces, smiles from the ladies, nods from the gents. At the end of the day, I don't make much bread, but I consider myself lucky. What I got, you can't put a price tag on, and that's style. Me, I was just born with it. They say every man has his cross to bear. Oddly enough, mine happens to be a pig. I've carried so many for 20 years, I am mistaken as a cripple at the end of the day. Once, while I was on my break, somebody put $1 in my coffee cup. But this is my job, and I'm thankful for the work. And so is my family. It could be worse. At least I'm not the pig. Doctors gave me 3 months to live. But God gave me 23 years. Dance is the only way to run away without leaving home. I was born at night. Daylight may show us what's on the surface, but the night reveals the soul. It's why more murders are committed at night. More ideas are formed, more tears are shed. I am home among the shadows, under a neon sun. Prostitution is not to be condemned or defended. Prostitution simply is. It is like war. War is. I would rather have anything wrong with my body than something wrong with my head. AIDS has taught me to focus on the things that I can control: my attitude, food, the amount of rest I have, and the meaning I find in life. I love to make noise. My whole universe revolves in rhythm. It's the soul of my life. For me, drumming is a non-chemical medication. It gives me focus. I made it to America. My father's dream finally came true. I am standing in the middle of New York City and playing drums in an Indonesian marching band. My heart is beating so loud I can barely hear the music. We love dogs and eat cows, not because dogs and cows are different. Cows, like dogs, have feelings, but because our perception of them is different. Survival in the projects of Chicago's North Side comes down to two things: brains and muscle. Trust me, son, you'd better have some of both. As a kid, it was you versus the street gangs, crackheads, drug dealers, police, muggers, rats, and roaches. Somehow I came out of that hellhole in one piece. Now at 65, there's little I'm afraid of, unless you count my ex-wife. She's got a mean left hook. I once heard this said about jazz: if it wasn't for the hustlers, gangsters, and gamblers, there'd be no jazz. It wasn't the middle class who said, "Let's go hear Bird tonight." I know everyone is looking at me sideways, trying not to stare, muttering under their breath, scratching their heads. That's what a fashion statement is. Honey, everything is new, once. Some people try and reinvent themselves every few years. I'm at it daily. You can call me strange, but guess what? You'll be talking about me tonight. Alice came to a fork in the road. "Which road do I take?" she asked. "Where do you want to go?" responded the Cheshire Cat. "I don't know," answered Alice. "Then," said the cat, "it doesn't matter." I must confess, I love the book Alice in Wonderland. I walk 5 miles each day to get here for AIDS drugs. I'd walk 100 if I had to. I'm 14 years old. I'm not waiting for destiny. That's for lazy people. I'll create my own path. Do you like flowers? I love flowers. You do? How come? Is it the pretty colors or the way they smell? 'Cause they make me feel. They make you feel what? they just make me feel.